So apparently, if you listen to the doors or you hear the doors, you're A, either possessed already by a demon, or B, about ready to get possessed by a demon. And hopefully it's Jim Morrison as a demon, which would be freaking awesome. Anyway, what's going on? Hey guys, Bella Jules here. So I went to go see Deliver Us from Evil. Oh, it's supposed to be such a scary movie. So I went to go see it. It stars Eric Bana, and he is a detective, actually a sergeant, who gets put on a domestic case. Turns out that there's some paranormal activity stuff going on. And no, not that crappy movie. Yeah, that movie was just stupid. But so it has like spiritual like hoodoo in it and stuff, and so there's demons and like people possessed and people speaking in tongues, and so he pretty much goes to the domestic call and then meets up with this priest guy who, let me tell you, he tried to do the Sam and Dean thing of I do things that I know about that you do not know about that are in the spiritual world. And I was just like, yeah, no, David didn't pull it off really well. They just pretend they're an actual cop and they actually work their magic like they're supposed to. But hey, otherwise Eric Bana, I guess, would not be part of it with him. So they find out that yes, there are demons and there are some things that like jump out at you, make you like be like, oh my gosh, like it seemed to be like around the corner like all the time, and I was just like, okay. But so there were things that popped out. Well, he has a family and it tries to take over the family and he's hearing voices and things and you're just like, oh, okay, Eric Bana, what's going on? And then like the doors keep playing every single time. Like for some odd reason they were just like, let's use the doors. Like when they first catch the first crazy lady who's possessed, she's singing break on through to the other side, and then she's saying like keep shut the doors or something like that, but she's saying break on through, and then she's quoting the doors, and then he's in a bar talking to the pastor and he hears the doors when people are strange, and then he's in the bathroom and it says like people are strange or something like that. And it's all the doors underneath it, and I'm just like, what do you people have against the doors? Jim Morrison's awesome. Are you telling me that like I need to stop listening to the doors because like otherwise Jim Morrison's gonna come and haunt me? And if that's possible, you know what? I don't mind Jim Morrison haunting me. He can come do it. I thought he was a pretty neat dude. So, but like so. It's pretty much the whole movie goes, and then they get to the exorcism, and it seems like up to that point, like it was actually gonna be an okay movie. Like if you just you're like, if you just suspend your belief and kind of amped yourself up so you'd actually escape from it, you're like, okay, this is cool. But by the time like the exorcism came, they were just like, let's do an exorcism, but let's make it the worst one known to mankind. And so you're just like, oh, okay, cool. Like you could have done so much more. Like there's a couple of times where like the demon gets up and he's like in your face, interface about stuff, and you're just like, oh my gosh. And of course, like when it gets the big crescendo, you're like, hey, yeah, the demon's gonna do something cool. The pastor can't hear it, but Eric Bana can. What's gonna break on through to the? You're like, what? What more doors, dude? You're like, okay, cool. You're like, awesome. Joe McHale's also in this movie. And let me just tell you, from the demon liking the doors, he did not like that Joe McHale wore an Alice in Chains t-shirt, and that is why, spoilers, he dies in this movie. I was like, well, I guess if you had to die, I guess that is a good reason, is because you like Alice in Chains more than you like the doors. So I was like, I guess the demon's got a point. So, but they finally do it, and then, you're like, all right, cool. In the beginning, like when it was playing though, I was like, oh, this is supposed to be a scary movie, and it mainly was a cop movie, and I was like, that's cool. I dig cop movies. It's gonna be action and shoot 'em up and go bang bang bang. But no, no, not so much. It tried to be a scary movie. There was a couple of times where like stuff popped out at you, and I did jump twice in this movie. I was creeped out once. The first time I jumped was because the guy sitting next to me jumped, and like it kind of scared me that he jumped because I was like, dude, because I was sitting between a dude and a girl. And I was just like, the girl didn't even jump, the guy jumped, and I was like, wow, what a pussy. But then the second time made me jump was because there was like this weird bloody dude that really had nothing to do with anything. I think he was like a hellhound of the demons. So I was like, but really stupid because like I'm used to hellhounds actually being hounds and not possess people. And he sat there and kept popping up everywhere, and you're just like, oh, there is one where he like popped up like the first time, and it kind of creeped the junk out of me. And it was like I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's scary. Like mainly if it was going across my kid, I'd probably be scared too. While I'm checking out stuff. And then the third time that creeped me out was there's like Eric Bana's little girl in this movie was playing with a stupid clown, Jack in the Box thing, and I just don't like clowns. And when it got bigger, like the clown head got bigger, and they showed it, and I was just like, oh, that's not for Juliet. No, no. But there was one funny part, and it wasn't even in the movie. It was in the movie theater itself. I had a black guy a couple rows down from me, and he was sitting there, and like before the movie, he was like, guys, if I would have known this was a scary movie, would have come. But like, so he's like, I'm gonna tough through it because if I leave now, I look like a complete like jerkwad, not sitting here watching the movie like I pussied out. So he's sitting there watching the movie. Well, there's a black guy in the movie, and Eric Bana's like, no, just leave me and the pastor to do the exorcism. Well, the big fat white guy is a New York Yankees jersey. Was like, deuces, I'm out of here. Well, the black guy goes, well, f this, I'm gonna go look in the other room, and the guys sitting away from like 2 seats away from me goes, no, run! What are you doing? You're black. You're supposed to leave. You're gonna die. Like he's yelling at the screen, like the guy can hear him, and I'm just like, dude, like he's not. But like, and the guy in there, he doesn't die. Spoilers, but he does go like, oh my goodness, like he can't believe what he saw, and like the guy's still yelling at him in the movie theater to leave. But yeah. So for the most part, did I like this movie? And it was alright. It wasn't that great of a scary movie. Scary movies don't really scare me, like especially if they're demonic ones, because like I have the supernatural premise already. Like I love supernatural, so I'm just like, well, that's not how demons are supposed to be. So no, yeah, and like they didn't really show it, and so like I wasn't that scared of it. I thought it was an okay movie. It didn't scare me. Was there a couple parts that scared me? Yeah, it might be scary if you're sitting at home by yourself. It's all dark at home at night, and you rent this movie on Redbox or you have it on Netflix. Otherwise, I don't recommend going to go see it unless you're out for a good time with friends. Your friend convinces you to go see it. But even then, I'd be like, no, let's just go on like a cheap day. Don't like go when it's full price. So anyway, you guys got into my head, got into my world, thought about what I thought about it. Anyway, love you, bye.